Hello everyone, welcome to BioVidyalaya. In this video, we are going to discuss about antibody structure and function. I took this topic from Immunology of CSIR NET syllabus, but this video will be helpful for those who are preparing for CSIR NET, GATE Life Science, other biology and medical entrance examination. So here mainly we are going to discuss about the structure of antibody and little bit about the types and function of antibody. So let's begin. Antibody. Antibodies are also known as immunoglobulin. An antibody is a protein. Antibodies are glycoprotein. So antibodies are protein and they are under the category of glycoprotein. Glyco stands for carbohydrate. So, in antibody, carbohydrates are present. So, antibodies are glycoprotein. They are capable of binding with high specificity to an antigen. So, this antibody is specific for particular antigen and that will bind to an antigen specifically. We know that enzymes are specific for such substrate. So like that, antibodies are specific for antigen. So they are capable of binding with high specificity to an antigen and it is part of adaptive immune system. We know that if any pathogen or antigen get inside our body by breaking innate immune system, our adaptive immune system will work and that will try to eliminate any pathogen or antigen from our body. So this antibody is the part of that adaptive immune system. We know that in adaptive immune system mainly two cells are involved. That are B cells and T cells. B cells will produce antibody specific for particular antigen and T cells will help antibody for their proliferation and differentiation. And T cells will also involved in the activation of other immune cells. Okay. So here antibodies are produced by B cell, mainly plasma cells. If B cell receptor, antibodies are the part of B cell receptor. If any antigen bind to the B cell receptor, what will happen? This B cell will proliferate and differentiated into plasma cells and memory B cells. Okay, with the help of T helper cells. B cell need the help of T helper cell for their proliferation and differentiation. So, after proliferation and differentiation, two cells are formed, plasma cells and memory B cell. This plasma cell will produce secretory antibody into the serum. And this memory B cell, on the surface of memory B cell, antibodies are present and this memory B cell will prevent the further exposure or future exposure of the same pathogen or antigen. Okay, so these antibodies are present in the serum and the cells of the immune system. So these antibodies are present in the serum. That means the secretory antibodies are present in the serum and it is also present in the cells of the immune system. That means that is present on the surface of B cells. There are two types of antibody, secretory antibody and membrane bound antibody. So these are present in the serum and cells of the immune system. They are the part of, these antibodies are the part of humoral immune system. Okay. The structure of antibody. Here you can see that the shape of the antibody is Y shape and it is composed of 4 polypeptide chain. Here 1, 2, 3 and 4. So this antibody or immunoglobulin is composed of 4 polypeptide chains. And these blue color chains are heavy chains and these pink color chains are light chain. So this antibody is composed of 2 heavy chain and 2 light chains. Okay, and this is the N-terminal region of this antibody, and this is the C-terminal region of the antibody. Here, in this region only, epitopes of the antigen will bind. And this is the hinge region, and this orange color indicating disulfide bond. And the molecular weight of light chains is 22,000 Dalton, and molecular weight of heavy chains is 50,000 Dalton. And there are 5 types of heavy chains: gamma, delta, alpha, mu and epsilon. Based on the type of heavy chain present in the antibody, antibodies are classified into 5 types: IgG, IgD, IgA, IgM and IgE respectively. In IgG antibody, heavy chain is gamma; in IgD, delta; in IgA, alpha; in IgM, mu and in IgE, epsilon. Okay, and there are 2 types of light chains, lambda and kappa. Okay, so in antibody there are 2 types of disulfide bonds are present. Here these red colors are showing disulfide bonding. So there are 2 types of disulfide bonds are present: interchain and intrachain disulfide bond. Inter means between two and intra means within one. So there are 2 types of disulfide bonds are present. This bond is called the interchain because this is present between 2 chains. This is also interchain. So this is also present between 2 chains. And these are the intrachain disulfide bond because these are present within one chain. So these are intrachain disulfide bond. Okay, this is the hinge region. These hinge regions are rich with the proline and cysteine amino acids. This hinge region providing flexibility to the antibody. And this is the antigen binding site. Okay, here only the epitopes of antigens are binding. And the 2 regions of antibodies are variable region and constant region. And here you can see that these are the variable region. Okay, this and this one are constant region. Okay, so variable regions are present in the N-terminal, this is the N-terminal and this is a C-terminal end. So variable regions are present in the N-terminal end of the antibody, and this is composed of almost approximately 100 to 110 amino acids, and it is present at the end of light and heavy chain, and it is vary with antibody to antibody. That is giving specificity to the antibody. So they can bind to specifically to a particular antigen. So variable regions are present in N-terminal, and it is composed of 100 to 110 amino acids, uh, and that are present at the end of light and heavy chain, and vary with antibody to antibody, giving specificity to binding antigen. Okay, there are 2 variable region. 2 regions are present in the variable region. One is hypervariable region, or we can say HV, and other is framework region or FR. So within this variable region, here this is the variable region of light chain, and this is the variable region of heavy chain. Here also variable region of heavy chain, and this is the variable region of light chain. So within this variable region, 2 regions are present. One is hypervariable region and other is framework region. So in antibody, variable region and constant region are present. These are the variable regions and these are the constant region. This is the constant region of heavy chain 1, 2, 3, and this is also constant region of heavy chain 1, 2 and 3. This is constant region of light chain, and this is also constant region of light chain. So in variable region there are two types of regions are present. Within the variable region, two types of regions are present. One is hypervariable region and other is FR region. Okay. So hypervariable regions have a higher ratio of different amino acids. So there is a variation in amino acid. So that name hypervariable region. Within light and heavy chains, three hypervariable regions. So here you can see that this is the variable region of light chain, and this is the variable region of heavy chain, and this is also variable region of heavy chain, and this is the variable region of light chain. So in an antibody, two variable light chain and two variable heavy chain are present. Okay. So within one variable region, three hypervariable regions are present. So here in variable region of light chain, this yellow color is indicating hypervariable region. So 1, 2, 3 hypervariable regions are present. Like that in variable heavy chain also 1, 2, 3 hypervariable regions are present. Okay. So total, how many hypervariable regions are present in one antibody? So 3 into 4. Here 3 is present, here 3 is present, here 3 is present, here 3 is present. So 3 into 4, 12 hypervariable regions are present within one antibody. Okay. The hypervariable regions directly contact a portion of antigen surface. Okay. Hypervariable regions are also sometimes referred to as a complementary determining region or CDR. CDR1, CDR2 and CDR3. So this we can say these three regions as CDR1, CDR2 and CDR3. Okay, other name of hypervariable region is complementary determining region. Okay, and there are 4 FR regions are present which have more stable amino acid sequence separate the hypervariable region. Here this yellow colors are the hypervariable region, and these FR regions are separating this hypervariable region. So these are the FR region. There are 4 FR regions are present. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 FR region, and the amino acid in this FR regions are stable, which have more stable amino acid sequence, and they are separating HV region. That means they are separating hypervariable region. Okay. 3 CDR and 4 FR regions are present within variable region. So total 12 hypervariable regions are present within one antibody molecule. Okay. So I told you that this is the region of antigen binding. Here this is specifically bind to the epitopes present on the surface of antigen, and this is the N-terminal region of antibody, and this is the C-terminal region of the antibody. Here you can see that carbohydrate moiety is present. So this is the region. This region is called the constant heavy chain 2 region. Here only the carbohydrate moiety is present. So this is called the glycoprotein. These antibodies are called glycoprotein because of the presence of this carbohydrate. Okay, this fragment is called this N-terminal fragment is called FAB fragment, and this C-terminal fragment is called the FC fragment. So the two N-terminal fragments are called the FAB region, and the C-terminal fragment is called the FC region. The antigen binding fragment or FAB is a region on an antibody that binds to antigen. We know that this is the region where antigen is binding. So this is present in FAB fragment. So the antigen binding fragment is a region on an antibody that binds to antigen. Here in FAB, AB stands for antigen binding and C for crystallizable. Okay. The particular region in the antibody that specifically bind with epitope of an antigen is called a paratope. Okay. A paratope also called an antigen binding site that contain 5 to 10 amino acid. Okay. Next is FC region. FC region is present in the C-terminal of antibody. FC, the tail region of an antibody that interact with cell surface receptors called FC receptors and some proteins of the complement system. So the function of FC region is to bind with FC receptor. FC receptor is present on the surface of some immune cells. So one function of FC fragment is to bind with the FC receptor present on the surface of some cells and also bind with complement system, and that will lead to the complement mediated cell lysis. Okay. So next is the function of antibodies. Three main functions of antibodies are neutralization, complement mediated cell lysis and opsonization. First function, neutralization. Here antibodies are secreted into the blood and mucosa where they bind and inactivate foreign substance such as pathogens and toxin, that is called neutralization. Some secreted antibodies are present in blood and mucosa. If any pathogen or toxin enter inside our body means this secreted antibody will bind that one and that will try to inactivate that toxins. That is called neutralization. Next function is complement mediated cell lysis. Antibodies activate the complement system to destroy bacterial cell by lysis. That means punching holes in the cell wall. So here let's imagine that this orange color is bacterial cell. Antibodies will come and bind with epitopes on the surface of this bacterial cell, and that will recruit complement proteins, and that will ultimately lead to the complement mediated cell lysis by making holes on the cell wall, and that will lead to the lysis of the bacterial cell. Such antibody-mediated complement-mediated cell lysis is called the classical pathway of complement-mediated cell lysis. So, antibodies are helping for classical pathway of complement-mediated cell lysis. Next function is opsonization. Antibodies facilitate phagocytosis of foreign substance by phagocytic cells. That is called opsonization. Here, this is a bacterial cell. These are coated with many antibodies. Now that cells are more susceptible for phagocytosis. That means that are ready to eat by phagocytic cells. Opsonization means the process whereby antibodies like opsonin make an invading microorganism more susceptible to phagocytosis. So now this antibodies coated bacterial cell is more susceptible for phagocytic cells, and this phagocytic cell like macrophages will come and that will phagocyte that bacterial cell. That is called opsonization. So, three main functions of antibodies are neutralization, complement mediated cell lysis, and opsonization. Okay. So, here we discussed about antibody structure and function. Antibodies are also known as immunoglobulin and that are produced by B cells. Antibodies are a type of glycoprotein and shape of that antibody is Y shape and it is composed of 4 polypeptide chains, 2 heavy and 2 light chains. Types of heavy chains are gamma, delta, alpha, mu and epsilon. Based on the type of heavy chain present in the antibody, antibodies are classified into IgG, IgD, IgA, IgM and IgE. Types of light chains are kappa and lambda. Two types of disulfide bonds are present in the antibody, intrachain disulfide bond and interchain disulfide bond. Hinge region is giving flexibility to the antibody. Two regions of antibodies are variable region and constant region. Variable region is present in the N-terminal region of the antibody and that will bind with antigen. And inside the variable region, two regions are present, hypervariable region and framework region. Inside that variable region, 3 hypervariable regions and 4 framework regions are present. Two fragments of antibodies are FAB fragment and FC fragment. FAB fragment will bind with antigen and FC fragment also known as tail fragment that will bind with complement protein and also that will bind with FC receptor present on the surface of immune cells. And three main functions of antibodies are neutralization, classical complement pathway and opsonization. So that's all about this video. If you like this video and find it helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Keep learning. Thank you.